Hello and welcome to Deconstructing the Matrix. So you get a choice. You're going to take the red pill and go down the rabbit hole, or you're going to take the blue pill and life's going to stay the same. You're going to stay asleep. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to deconstruct your mind and how we build a framework around everything that we do, everything that we think, everything that we believe, value, even our rules, okay? So let's get right into it. So what are we talking about? People unconsciously build up frameworks of reality that aren't real at all. Now here's the deal. This is a left brain process. A right brain process basically is the opposite of framework. It's just seeing the world the way it is, not the way we want to do. So this segment is going to be about filters, okay? So a filter, let me get this. A filter is when you see the world, but through a filter. So I know this is a kind of a funny object, but when you look through that, everything looks like aqua blue, and also kind of glassy and broken up. But when I take the filter away, you see things for the way they are. So this is something that you do it's almost like back here. It's like your mind's eye looks through these filters. The ultimate goal of everything is to get rid of your filters, to clear them, so you can see something in the moment for what it is. Now, let me make some notes real quick. Okay, this might be a long video. In fact, I'm sure it's going to be a long video. But this is going to show you something that you've been doing unconsciously outside of your awareness. Now, one of the ways that we deconstruct the matrix is by showing you what are filters and how do they affect you, okay? So the first thing that I learned is that filters are rules. Like these are some, but there's a whole litany of filters. So filters are rules, values, and beliefs. So literally, when you have a rule or a value, this is the way you see it. You see it through this, rose-colored glasses, so to speak, right? And so I used to have some Harley Davidson glasses like this. In fact, this was one of the ones I bought. And I think they might be in the other room, actually. I think I put them in this bag. So those filters, those glasses, one are like a apple green. The other one is a bright red. The other one is a bright yellow and a bright orange. So I have 4 different ones. I had them, if I can find them again. So when you put on those glasses, let's say I put on the green ones, right? If I hold up a red apple, what color, when I look through the filter, is it going to be? So if these are green and that's red, if it's red in reality, but I put on my green filter glasses, I'm going to swear to God that is freaking green, because these are green, and to me, the red apple looks green. Does that make sense? Essentially, this is what we've been doing our entire lives when interacting with other people. And here's the worst part. Other people have different filters on.
And this is why we argue and fight so much. We are literally seeing, hearing, and experiencing 2 completely different things when we are using different filters, or even if one of us is using a filter. That's why it's so important to truly stay open-minded and truly try to find and understand what the other person is trying to say. And this is what I specialize in my course for men, Crack the Female Code. I teach men how to open up to their right brain and begin to experience the world and communication through the right brain's 5 senses filter. The left brain, the logical brain, processes words and experiences through logic. So words get filtered through logic and thus are experienced as logic and heard as logic. Whereas the right brain processes words and filters words through the 5 senses: see, hear, feel, smell, and taste. So when words and body language and experiences are filtered through the 5 senses, you begin to experience an emotional experience of what is being said. So when she is in her right brain and she says A out of her right brain, he unconsciously brings those same words over to his left brain and filters them through the logical filter, and thus he's hearing the complete opposite, B. And thus the arguing and fighting begins, because she's saying, no, that's not what I'm saying. And he's like, yes, you are. You said this and this means that. These two brains act as filters and give two completely different meanings to the same words that were spoken.
So let me give you an example. When I was a kid, I saved up to buy these Puma shoes. This was back in 1976 or 77, something like that, maybe 78. And they were expensive. Everybody wanted them, but they were too expensive. So I think at the time I had 3 or 4 paper routes. I know at one point I did have 4 paper routes. I don't know if I had 4 at that time yet. So I saved every dime I had for months. I don't remember. I think in another video I said 2 months. It might have actually been longer than that. So I saved up every dime I could get, and I bought these shoes, and I was so happy I had them. The first time I put them on, my older brother Charlie, he just got back from California, where the word bad had changed meanings. So I put them on, and I'm feeling good, and he walks in and goes, "Wow, Michael, those shoes are bad." Well, back then in the 70s, the word bad meant bad, not good, right? And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Those are bad." And I'm like, "Why would you say that?" And then my other brother goes, No. He means they're good. And I was like, "What?" That made no, I was a kid. Remember, I was probably 9 years old or something. And then again, my brother Charlie said, "Yeah, Michael, those shoes are bad, dude." And at this point, I think I was almost on the verge of tears. I'm like, "What? You keep saying that?" He goes, "No, it means good." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, the word bad means good." And I just looked at him like, "You're an idiot." Well, as I got older, the word on the coasts had changed from that's a bad ride, dude, meaning it's very, very good, right? So this is what people do. This is just one filter.
So words themselves become filters. So everyone gives a different meaning to the same word, whether you're male or female. It doesn't matter. Depends on what country you're from, your family, your church, your religion. It really doesn't matter. So if we are giving different meanings to the same words, how hard do you think real communication is when we speak a paragraph if 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 of those words have completely different meaning between two different people? That's why it's very important to ask someone, when you say this word or this phrase, what do you mean?
They can take the same word and give it 2, 3, 4, 5 completely different meanings. So if you got 5 people in the room and this one word means A to this person, B to that person, and C to that person, and so forth, everyone is hearing a different conversation. This is why some people get along, some people just click and they don't know why, and some people don't, okay? They have the same or similar filters. Those are the people that understand each other. They see things in the same light, or they hear things in the same way. Get it? All right, so that's basically what filters are. Now, here's what happens.
All right, I'll continue this Deconstructing the Matrix Part 2 in the next video. I'll see you over there.